Right, so welcome on this cold evening. Can you all hear me? Yeah, well, it was. So thanks for attending tonight. As you know, it's a Litherland Ward Hustings. We've got 3 candidates attending, and I'll introduce them in a minute. Just firstly, I'd like to say thanks to Chris, Mo, and Jan for pulling this together tonight. They have had to pay out to hire the hall, so if anybody would like to make a contribution, you can see one of them at the end. So tonight we invited 6 candidates who were standing in the Litherland Ward, and we've got 3 in attendance tonight. We've got Jack Colbert from the Green Party, Conor O'Neill from Trade Unionist and Socialist Coalition, and Ian Smith from the Workers' Party. So thank you to those candidates for accepting the invitation. For anyone that doesn't know, my name is Mike Brennan and I live in Derby Ward, and I've been asked to come along tonight in a neutral capacity really, because I don't really have anything to do with Litherland Ward. So the key to this meeting being successful will be that all residents and candidates are respectful of each other's views and that all questions and answers can be heard. The aim is not to hold a candidates debate. I will ask any person not shown respect to leave. We are sure you will agree that we all know the problems within our ward and the failings of the local authority. With this in mind, we have asked candidates not to waste time telling us this, but to use their allocated time to answer our questions. As you know, we ask for questions to be submitted in advance to ensure time could be allocated to receive a constructive answer. We did receive quite a lot of questions, and these are being condensed because some are very repetitive. Each candidate will be given 2 minutes to answer each question other than direct yes, no answers. Chris Doyle will indicate to candidates when they have 30 seconds left and when their 2 minutes is up. We do hope to have a quick 10 minutes comfort break. And if we have any time at the end, we'll ask for additional questions and comments from the floor. And I'm sure candidates will be available at the end to answer any further questions that you may have. Okay, so the first lot of questions are numbered 1 to 9, and we'll start by allowing each candidate 2 minutes to introduce themselves and tell us a bit about themselves. So we start with Jack Colbert from the Green Party, please.
Might stand up.
Yep.
Like, I stand up at last week, so let's see him. See, I don't be used to be a doser, the army, so I may be boy.
I will do this. Yeah, I'm Jack Colbert. I'm 70 years age, a candidate for the Green Party. I live at Seaforth. I've lived there all my life, apart from being in the army and block service. I was injured in Northern Ireland, so was medically discharged. I come into politics in 98 for the same reason why the Labour Party is not here tonight. I was a youth worker in Seaforth Youth Centre, and I asked the 3 Labour councillors to come and support our youth club. Several times they said they would, and they didn't turn up. So I said, I'm going to stand against you. The Labour candidate, Eddie Gray, said, I'll win anyway. And that's their attitude. My experience in politics is I joined the Liberal Democrats. I voted Labour all my life. I was told to join Labour, vote Labour, and try to join a trade union. I was instilled in me, brainwashed. In my army career all around the world, I asked to vote for Labour. I didn't know the candidate for Labour. Well, during the Green Party, I got upset with the 3 Labour councillors. I joined the Liberal Democrats because a good friend of mine was a councillor. I stood. The first year, I got beat. The second year, I won. I was 11 years in the Liberal Democrats as a councillor. They asked me to go on to the Merseyside Fire and Rescue to represent Septic Council, which I did. I was on there for 10 years. And despite those years, I was a leader of the Liberal Democrats on the Merseyside Fire and Rescue. I got lots of this experience politically. I dealt with multi-million-pound budgets regarding Septic Council and Merseyside Fire and Rescue. I I'd elect the Liberal Democrats, because this is important, why I went to the Greens. I led the Liberal Democrats in 2010 when he went into coalition. I resigned from everything. I was a Liberal Democrat and I wasn't a Tory in every shape or form. Okay, time's up. Sorry, I could go on and on, I'm sorry.
Okay, so we've got Conor O'Neill now. I'll do your 2 minutes, Conor.
Thank you for coming today. I'm Conor O'Neill of the Trade Unionist and Socialist Coalition. Just getting my notes up here. But I'll start by saying Sefton is crumbling. Families are having to choose between heating and eating. Our schools are in a dire state. Our community centres and libraries are underfunded or completely closed. With this happening, the youth doesn't know where to turn, and women and children have to go about their nights in fear of attack from these street gangs that have emanated from this issue. This is all under a Labour council that has for the past decades, ever since it's controlled Sefton, both a few cuts and completely mismanaged our finances, etc., etc. Most recently, all Labour councillors in attendance at the September meeting of the full council being in Southport voted against a motion condemning Rachel Reeves and Keir Starmer's disgusting scrapping of the winter fuel allowance, and they still have the cheek to cry crocodile tears about it. Cut after cut with our council tax, we are hyped up year after year while they sit on millions of pounds in the reserves, and they don't even have the cheek to show up. The Labour candidate is currently at the theatre. I mean, I like the theatre, but I know what the play on things are in residence, unlike Labour. Form candidates and the Tory candidates are there, but being radio silent. So this is essentially a debate of the left candidates. So I hope tonight we'll hash out our differences, and you can say which of the alternative parties is right for your vote. So thanks.
Done it. Ian, do you want to give your 2 minutes?
Titan. Sorry, I didn't actually prepare the speech, but I'll just go from my notes. Born, bred in Seaford, Willow House, Litherland Ward, if anybody knows it. I'm 20 years in the building game and 12 years recently in Cafe 48, Formby and Buell on a personal level. Prior to that, I'm ex-army. I come out of the army, created Smithies, that's next door to the Vic, on Great George's Road. That was my first venture into entrepreneurism, I would say. From there, I went to Holyhead and learned the upholstery trade with me father since long past, but that's where I come from, an upholstery background and a builder's background. I use that knowledge to recycle or upholster furniture and also produce art. Something I'm passionate about. I've tried for the last 2 years to stand independently and make a difference as a councillor in my ward, Litherland Ward, in Litherland Ward, in St Oswald Ward, in Litherland, you name it. I've tried to make a difference as an independent councillor. It hasn't worked. I've now pinned my my colours to the Workers' Party mast as a socialist party. That's where I come from with the Workers' Party. Personally, I'd say go back and over 20 years building game. I'm CEO of Safe by UK Limited, also Safe by UK Bolt Limited. I am the owner and the trading rights of Champion News. That will all come out in the next year or so. I am standing to be a councillor with a hands-on approach. If I have to go back to where I've gone for the last 2 years, and all leaflets that I have said comes down to the corruption that's embedded in Sefton.
Like see it. Okay, so as I said, we've got 17 questions. We'll do the 1 to 9, and then we'll try and have a break. Right. Question number 1, and the candidates will have 2 minutes each to answer this. How have you supported our ward over the last year? And I'll start with Jack, please.
I must be very honest. I'm standing because I've been asked by family and friends who live in Litherland Ward to come out of retirement to help you. And that's what I'm going to do. I asked the Green Party to support me. And they said, yes, no problem. And on a national basis. They looked at me. I went to a Hustings. And I was the only candidate, but I still wanted a Hustings to tell the Green Party my experience, because they didn't know who I was. Like, you don't know who I am. My experience in politics. And I know I'm a fighter. There's people here tonight that know that I'm a fighter. I worked with the British Legion, with the soldiers who got post-traumatic stress disorder, which I had 10 years ago. I work with pensioners who have lost their fuel allowance and they have Meals on Wheels. Not just NLC at all. And I volunteer in the Plaza Cinema. I love volunteer. My mum was obsessed with volunteering, and it's still with me. All I'm saying is, Labour's failed you. I've seen it when I was a Lieutenant Councillor. The corruption. When I covered councillor in 1919, there was 30 Labour councillors. 26 of them were family, the Dowds, the Marns, and the mayors. It was a dynasty. It was corruption at the highest. You want somebody there to fight for you, and I will fight for you. Take a bit. There's people over there that don't know, residents who know I'm a fighter. I just want you to please have confidence in me. I won't let you down. Take it from me. I won't let you down.
Big Conor.
Cheers, mate. But yeah, no, so the question was...
Just 1 second on to recess. He has to his hand left, so she's going to recess.
How do you support our ward?
Already?
Alright, so, in that one, how have I supported the wards over the last year? Well, I think just focusing on just this ward is, I'll be honest with you, too narrow of a focus, because the entire south end of Sefton is where I've been based. I've stood up for against the cuts in multiple places, multiple times in the St. Osmond ward nearby. Helped out in the Hallish Hall community centre in the L21 centre. Who've had to thingy for the hub where the Labour Council has failed us. Unfortunately, I'm a key part in that. I've also, when the dock workers were on strike, 2021, I think it was, I went down there. I was down on their pick multiple times, defending them. I've also been a supporter of the Dinders Valley campaign. I'm sure we'll come on to that matter later on. But ultimately, I think for this ward, what I'll do is, unfortunately, I'm the only candidate who, correct me if I'm wrong, but who has explicitly come out against the cuts. Nowhere on the leaflets of the Workers' Party or the Green Party, bad notice does it say, does it say that they'll vote against the cuts. And I think we'll come on to this later, but the cuts are the key to all the problems in this area. And I'll be voting against them, whether it's in this ward, in another ward, anywhere in Sefton, anywhere, because we can't just narrowly focus on one ward. Socialism and fighting a stead seat is a national fight, so I think that's important to move.
Ian, your 2 minutes, please.
Just 1 sec, battery sets a fib. Sorry about this.
Be very each.
You're not awake now, am I? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, well, over the past year, not so much in the ward, but around the ward, and I call dual constituency as a whole, and that's what I concern myself with. So from there, the pavilion that's Allman's Park, that's close to my heart, you'll see that it was cleaned up, painted up, you name it. I cut the grass there. The canal at stand, my maiden cellar. It was me that was on my hands and knees getting all the cans out of the steps down to the canal. I get involved in that. The lakeside walkway that's in Waterloo, you'll see that's all cut around. That was me. Anything that I see Green Sefton and Sefton Council that are inadequate to do, I take it on myself to do. I was instrumental in getting the residents together from Goldsworthy Avenue, Garner Avenue, after the destruction of that wildlife on the railway sidings behind our houses. I'm a big supporter of the Rimrose Valley. I was instrumental in the petition outside Trophy Civic Hall to have that theatre up, open and run again. I don't know what else to say. Thank you.
See.
Recess.
Right, the second question is about my dancing. So we don't want you to say anything else, will just be answer either or. As you are all representing a political party, will you be serving the people who you are asking to vote for you, or will you be serving the party? And if you just answer party or people, Jack.
The residents, 100%. 100% the residents.
Just one word, party or people?
Also, have to agree with Jack. I think the question should be, which type of party? Is it a party that represents big, or party that represents normal workers here? The Trade Unionist and Socialist Coalition is certainly a party that represents normal working people of this ward and of all wards that we stand in.
Never really answered the question. Party or people?
I think I haven't answered the question.
Right. Ian, party or people? It's just easy to say people. It's just, thank you.
Right, question number 3. Will you listen and stand by the people to make changes? Will you reinstate the monthly community meetings? It was a way of people not only raising their concerns or hearing about what is an issue for others. I think by that we're talking about the area committee meetings that used to be at the town hall.
Yeah.
So you've got 2 minutes to answer that question, please, Jack.
Yeah. It is, I've stood on them for 11 years, area committees. It was fantastic for the people to come and look at democracy, see if you could question them, right? It was cancelled. It was a hung council, meaning there was no overall rule by one political party. When Labour took over, they got rid of the area committees because Labour doesn't like democracy or transparency. You don't like to see people don't want you to see what is going on, where the money is going. Like £75 billion to Southport that should have went here because they wanted to win the constituency in the last general election, which they won. 25 million that's going to Bill. The 75 million and 2,500 million should have been shared in every area of Sefton. You're not getting nothing because your 3 councillors, take it from me, have not been to any meeting in Sefton for 6 months. 6 months they haven't been represented. That's the minimum. That's the minimum. There's a piece of cake every year the government gives you, the council, right? Piece of cake, I call it. You haven't got 3 councillors say it. I want that piece of cake for Litherland Ward. If you vote me in, I will say it. Where's that piece of cake, the Litherland Ward? I'm not going anywhere unless I get it. That's what I like. 3 councillors haven't represented you for over 6 months. And I think that is absolutely unbelievable. All I'm saying is I've done nothing in the ward. I told you that. People have asked me to come out of retirement. I've got the fire in my belly to do it. I've had the illness as a post-traumatic stress disorder. Thank God I've got over. And I'm willing to fight for you. I'm just asking you to have faith in me to represent you, and I will not let you down. I promise. I'll fight for the residents, and the residents are most important because they're the ones who vote for you.
On the question again, or yeah, or so. As you were all representing a political party, will you be serving the people who you are asking to vote for? Oh, sorry, up on that one. Sorry. Bye, Sol. Will you listen to stand by the people to make changes? Will you reinstate the monthly community meetings? It was a way of people not only raising their concern or hearing about what is an issue for others.
Oh, I think certainly I will be listening to people and the workers in this community, in this war, and across Sefton, because you're the ones who that might be willing enough to lend you me vote, and I think as elected representatives we should give back. I also believe that workers should have a voice, which they don't now in the Labour or the Tory parties. And yeah, the reasons, the council meetings, the monthly meetings, sorry, it's obvious from the fact that the Labour Party not here tonight, that they're scared of the residents, they're scared of normal people, they're scared of socialist ideas, because they know that the consciousness of the people is much higher than what they want to do. They know that they can't argue with people when they say, why are you voting through cuts that are starving my kids, that cause 9 to trees to death. It's obvious, really. And if you were put in that position, if you were under Keir Starmer's wig, then quite frankly, I don't know, why would you vote then? Because you couldn't answer that, you couldn't actually goof up those ideas, because you know that you're not doing anything for the people. So I think, I would be very much in favour of bringing back the monthly meetings, because I think it's important that our elected officials are held to account, and that the workers of Litherland Ward and Sefton are heard. Right, stop it.
2 minutes is number does. You having K? That's just K one, yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, pretty much the same answers. One thing I didn't even know we had area monthly meetings. I wholeheartedly say let's have them back. There's one thing I thrive on, that's open and transparent discussion, and especially when we're all around the table. So yeah, by all means, bring some kind of monthly meetings to where the residents can get together wholeheartedly, please.
So I'll get it right now. So, question number 4, and again, it's just a one-word answer, please. Would you encourage community focus groups consisting of residents, elected members, and council officers to focus on important issues? And if you could please just answer yes or no. Jack?
Definitely 100%, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, straightforward, yes. Here you go. Okay, question 5. What would you see as the best long-term infrastructure to remove the traffic from Church Road, Princess Way, and surrounding over Spillside Road? So each candidate has about two minutes on this. Yeah.
I'm just on the planning committee. I was led as representative of the urban division, or that come to. They don't need planning permission. The docks. They have special circumstances where all they have to do is notify the council exactly what's going to that. And it come about regarding the urban visionary order. And it come out after my questioning the experts that there's going to be 2,000 containers coming on the road extra a day. And I said, this is going to be unbelievable. I was the only one, right? Sorry, I'm telling lies, sorry. Labour voted for the urban vision order, even though the experts said there's going to be 2,000 wagons. The Tories, one Tory voted against the urban vision order. I voted against the urban vision order. There was 2 people who voted against it. One Conservative and me. The Lib Dems, who were ashamed of, who voted for it. I went to the public inquiry and I said, this is going to be a disaster for the people of C4, Litherland and Unedited. I said we can't put the clothes out because the filth of the carbon monoxide of the can't open the windows, can't put the clothes out to get dry. We took all our boat. The judge said in his report that there should be a plan and a regeneration of the dual carriageway, Princess Way, to Church Road. They should sit down, the politicians and the experts should come up and get the government to put money to improve Church Road. Nothing's happened. Nothing's happened at all. I asked also, I just remembered, I asked the planners, I asked the committee, will they do a 1-6 agreement? Meaning that Peel Holdings would put money toward that improvement on it. LACO voted against by Labour. So I will have a plan, but I get it, and I definitely get it.
And that was bad. So in terms of improving, I think the meat of the question is the air quality on Church Road. And just to start by saying, I think that the way definitely not to do that was to build another road through one of the large open green spaces nearby. It seems that's one good thing actually. It's called Labour's budget, but that doesn't mean that Church Road doesn't have its concerns, and as Jack said, it's disgusting. Like I walk, like I don't live on there, but I walk down there every day, or not every Sunday night when I go to the quiz and Everton pub, and it is that you can feel the air quality's hot with it, smells come off and everything. I think it's one of the busiest roads in Europe, that and Dunbridge Road. I think that's up there. So but there's definitely many ways we could look into short term to address the issues, and open to looking into them. But I think I'll have to say, if I get in, there'll be no easy solutions. The only way to fix the pollution on Church Road, you've got to be red to be green. You need socialism to fix the issue of pollution on Church and everywhere else. Practical ways we can do that. We can speak to get the trade unions involved, get the trade unions and the car manufacturers, to look into, pushing for different types of, car. I think there's questions of solar panels of being raised, as well as potentially speaking to the trade union workers on the docks on the Peter Port site. And just to finish, I'd like to say, in places where I think the Green Party have taken up on this issue. I will say though, in certain places down south, the Green Party were opposed to building wind farms and other renewable energy things. So I think that should be us. And okay.
Yeah. Good.
The issue with Church Road is absolutely everything I've tried to address. I'm going to say over the last 3 years, and one of the things that I came up with, and something I wanted to present to the public, something known as the Litherland Loop, where we are essentially sitting on an island surrounded by the canal from Main Street to Bootle, and it's connected by the disused railway that's going to be behind my house. I want to connect that into a complete cycle and footpath, and we're essentially sitting on an island. Now, when we sit on an island, we determine what we do to clean it up. And if we say we're going to take off the articulated HGV emissions from that island, we can do it. And we can simply do that by taking the unit off the front of the trailers and using a storage facility at the top end by the motorways. It is a 3-year plan. I did have 4 nights to present all this at the Bootle Football Club prior to one of my elections, but that was cancelled on me. I can't go into the details right now. That was through the Labour Party locally, but that then is another issue. But yes, there is an option to take out the HGV emissions in a 5-year project.
Right, question number 6, and again, it's just a one question, please, yes or no. If we can just stick to yes or no, so we're trying to stick to the timings. Church roads is a disgrace due to lack of maintenance, vegetation, dangerous pedestrian crossings, disgusting subway, poor road surface, blocked drains, etc. Will you order a full survey and gain a full maintenance programme? Please answer yes or no.
Definitely be 100% yes.
I don't see how that's a yes no question. What I would say, I know it is, but what I would say, it is a yes. But I'm within a week of having or being a councillor if I was lucky enough. What I can. Sorry, but it's not a yes or no because what I am. So never is a yes or no question. I don't know what it says. So yes, well, I'll take that off afterwards. But yeah, silly me. It's not an easy one. Right.
Question 7. Kirkstone Road, Spooner Avenue, Church Road, Slip Roads, and all other roads are used as raplands. Will you support residential, visitors, and access-only zones? And there's 2 minutes for each candidate. Jack?
First thing, I want to apologise for speaking loud and whatever. I've lost 50% of my hearing aids, so I can't hear myself probably didn't say or talk too loud. It's up to the residents. If they want residential parking, if they want one-way systems, it's them. I'm here to wait for you and what you want. As simple as that. Somebody who lives on the other side of Litherland might say, "Oh, I've stuff the rat runs there." I tell you, I don't want resident parking. I want it there. You know, so we're going to get a balance. We're going to get a balance, a proper balance. We can't block one road up and upset residents of another. So we've got to get a balance. We've got to be common sense about it. I'm here to work with the residents. I will listen to the residents. I'm here to fight for the residents, not the party. You're the most important people. You're the ones who vote for us and put us into power, and we should be working for you. And if you want it, I will fight and fight and fight for you.
And also, okay. Sorry, yeah.
Sure, no, I probably won't take the full 2 minutes because I on many things I agree with with Jack on that. I think, but what I will say though is that if these birds are being used as rat runs, then what's the chance of more on our church roads? Again, I think we get into arguments like this, but the main thing is that under Castle is these practices are encouraged, and the cars and the use with and very high emissions is very bad for the environment. So that's why we need socialism. I'm sorry I can't get a quick, snappy answer, and I'm certainly open to a lot of these measures in the short term, but long term, I'm not going to take shortcuts. We need socialism and a socialist council in that ward, but go ways to address the problems, and we start sorting off and let the ideas spread to stop these big companies producing these high emissions vehicles.
Traffic calming measures in those senses where that runs are concerned. I just believe they should be sorted out between the residents and highways that works for them. One thing I don't agree with is any kind of residence charge. I don't want to see anybody charged to be able to park outside their own house, and that's what this council used as another money spinner. They will tell you how difficult it is to park somewhere or this, that and the other. And before you know it, every single one of you in that street, in that block, in that area will have residence parking. It might suit one or two of you to spend 70 odd quid a year. I don't want to see anybody with residence parking having to pay. I do want to see residents be able to use their streets, their roads, same as everybody else.
Okay. Question number 8. Flag tipping is a major issue and often occurs in the same places. Will you support cameras being put up and hefty fines being handed out? And there is 2 minutes for each candidate.
I've got a record when I was a councillor of Bellingham. This was a real bad thing, this fly tipper. So I got the cleanser department to put CCTV, and within the first week, we got 7. But it's not just fly tipper. What I've seen, listening to the residents when I've been walking around delivering winklets, it's the dog screecher on the floors. It's unbelievable. We've got to catch them and give them a fine and teach them, because you don't want to stand in dog book and take it into your house, which I've done to my car, and I couldn't get rid of it, so I had to get brand new carpets. Yes, CCTV. It's most important to catch them, because it costs the council £20 million a year in taking away the rubbish. That £20 million could be going to you for different type of projects. It's simple as that. Yes, CCTV is most important, and that's what the residents are telling me. I will take that up, and if I get elected, that'd be one of the first things I'll be doing.
Started that stuck on the chair, but I'll just start by saying, on the question of fly tipping, again, something to bang on about the cuts, but I think it all stems down from there. If you ever looked around Sefton, there's, not just in the Litherland Ward, in Sefton, complete, there's complete black or bins anywhere. There's no skip. They should have black skips. And the many a time, the Sefton Council don't even collect your bins, but I've had many issues with that. My nan has, my mum has, and it's a pain completely. But I think to tackle the issue with fly tipping and dog litter and whatnot, every year divide the funds to put refuge and put bins and skips on around the area. Then I think people will use them. And in terms of people leaving dog muck and old sofas about, I think how can we expect people to take pride in their area if the councillors who run the area do not take pride in their area? If the councillors who run the area pass thousands and thousands of pounds, if not millions of pounds in cuts that are only damaging the demoralised workers and residents, how can we expect them to take pride in their area? And I think on the question of fines, that's but a bandage. It works to deter it, but I think the main issue is we need to make sure that our bin services are run competently and well funded. And in terms of clean-ups, this shouldn't be a volunteer job. There's a lack of jobs that should be used to create a job. The council should be paying people, paying workers to go out and do these clean-ups so they can make a good day's work.
I'm not going to volunteers or councillors put it.
Look, this is the question that's absolutely I'm all over. Fly tipping, I absolutely detest and want to stop it everywhere. And the only way you do it is with cameras. The entries, I am absolutely sick and tired of seeing these entries full of rubbish. It's just a case of getting together with residents, the ones who back onto each other, and getting involved in the community to get them cleaned up as well, and monitor them from then on. Unless you monitor them, it's never going to stop. It just, I don't know what more to say. I even went now and again today. I took pictures 2 years ago through Electoral Ward and Litherland Ward. I've walked around today. There's still the same. Nothing's changing. Fed up with it. All I want to do is clean up. Every one of my leaflets have said about getting a kiddie service fit for purpose. Sefton Council haven't got one. For God's sake, I want to change it. Yes, when it comes down to trying to work with the volunteers. I do want to work with the volunteers to clean these entries up. You'll see me van championing the community. You'll see me in Sandy Road and C4. That's where I'm going to start operating from. I want to work with volunteers, clean your entries up, and then work together to keep them clean.
Okay, last question and then we'll have a 10-minute break. Question number 9. Lack of street cleansing and maintenance are big issues. What will you do about the illegal parking, dog fouling, litter, leaves, and lack of salt gritting, and repairing of potholes and pavements? Each candidate has 2 minutes to answer.
It's a massive problem. It is a massive problem. But where the funding is, the funding doesn't come to Litherland. The funding goes to Blubble Sands, Southport, McGull, because they've got councillors who are fighting for you, for them. It's that piece of cake, as I said. Your councillors are not fighting for you. There's funding, but the funding is going to other places. You go to Southport, it's immaculate. You go to Blubble Sands, it's the sweepers. You go to Blubble Sands, it's spotless. The trees get cut, the weeds get taken out. I was there today, I have friends who live there, and there's 10 people cleaning the road towards the All Road. 10. You don't see 10 litter, do you?
No.
You know, that's it. The money has got to go to where there's neglect, and neglect is Litherland's. And I'll be fighting for it. I'll be fighting for a piece of cake for the residents of Litherland. And as I said, with the dog acquisition fight, Tipper, I will call as per a meeting with the cleansing officers. The cleansing officers, what is the plan to sort out Litherland, to keep it clean? I will get a meeting with highways, national highways, to get the weeds taken away. Better light. Labour said they've got the subway cleaned and all the livestock. There's a photograph in their leaflets. I went there tonight before I come here. It's your eye. There's the lights are off. The TV's not working. But there's in their leaflet they said they're going to all sort it. And they're in charge of sifting. I will get it sorted. I'm an ex-army. I would log service. I will fight it. And I will get it done. Take it from me. And the officers have sifted. No, I won't take any message from them. Thanks so much. Yeah.
I think that question was very similar to the previous one. I think I answered a lot there, but I'll just go back over some stuff. In fact, I'll just use this opportunity to look at Southport, and Southport does receive more funding than area in the south ends of Sefton, and you know that is correct. But I still think it disagree in the matter. I still don't believe that there will be enough funding, especially as it says when you're sitting on millions of pounds in these areas. So yeah, what the things that I will do is actually Southport. Look, even Southport's not, the paradise. It's cracked up to be, it's baked up to be. There's plenty of potholes and stuff. For plenty of areas on the front of the pier that will completely run down. Certainly not what it was. Not even 20, even like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I used to go there with my granddad as a kid. It's even that's the latter days. Of course, we're not standing in the Southport Hustings today, so I'll come back to Litherland just be clear. As I said, I think I've answered what I'll do to thank you that. But yeah, on the question of the underpass underneath Church Road, I agree with Jeff. It is ridiculous, and the Labour Party claims to have cleaned it up. They haven't. So either that's a lie, or the situation has become that within 2 weeks of within a week, of them cleaning it electable, it's already gotten bad. I think again, this links up to people not taking part in their area, and because they've just been left, and they've been doing that much, they don't take pride in the area. This is an example of the gang crime who often I've seen many, shall we say, illegal transactions taking place in that thing, and that's because the cameras don't work or they're not even fit for purpose. You know, people fear to work. People are scared to go in there. So if I'm
Again, well, it comes back to the question that I tried to elaborate on before when we asked a yes and no question about the weeds, I think, through the church road. And I was when we're trying to elaborate on it, was simply by saying, if I'm lucky enough to be told I'm a councillor, I can guarantee you, within a month, I'll have a 10-man team, or woman, when I say that, because I have to want to big up Helen who's out there. I had a 10-man team, I'll say it again, and I'll start from the top of the off road and go all the way down to that motorway and clean every single weed from the centre, from both sides. And I'll split the cost between National Highways and Sefton Council because they've been going on for years. Whose fault is it? Whose it is? Well, I'll clear every single bloody weed within weeks and then split the cost, the labour cost. I'll work it out, easy as that, and then you can argue the toss. That's what I'll do.
Okay, so we're gonna have a 10-minute break now.
Mike, just before we actually go to a break, I think we've got enough time if anyone's got questions from the floor on the questions for us asked. So just a quick fire or whatever was asked. So just a quick question and a quick answer from the council's chair. Because we are running well with time at the moment. Is everyone okay with that, yeah?
I don't know about everybody here, but some of the answers where the candidates are 2 minutes were answered in less time, so there is a bit of spare time. So if anybody's got any questions for the candidates, put your hand up and I'll put it down, we can ask.
You might come up to the microphone or actually. And then if not, Rabbo.
Regarding the road, I live off the road and I'm listening to what you've all said. I'm not interested in another survey that takes 12 months to be done and come back to me. We know what the road's like. I've sent numerous emails to Highways England, to the council, and they tell me who's responsible for what. It is no good spraying the weeds and then leaving them. The council say that's not up to them to cleanse the road. Highways England say they'll spray and that's it. I've scared soundboards to be repaired or replaced for 3 years now. And they tell me, sorry, but what you've just said about you'll get a 10-man to do the road. So one councillor is in a position to get the funding for it. Is that what you're telling me?
No, what I'm saying to you, as an individual, as an entrepreneur, and what I do as a disruptor, in everything I have done, I will put 10 people on that road and I will clean it up. Then I will take the consequences. The chances are I won't be a councillor because the apathetic vote will go the Labour way. But I can promise you now, if the people want me to clean that up, I will clean it up. I need you to clean that up. And as an entrepreneur, as an individual, I will clean that up. Not a minute, on it or so that no, as the people, what I'm saying, as if the people said do that as a councillor, then that's what it is. I can't just say, okay, I'll get my 10 mates in to come and do it just because it makes you happy. But as a councillor, I will get them 10 men in and it'll get cleaned and I will take the consequences afterwards. But yes, I couldn't exactly get them in now and get all the equipment in just on the whim like I keep doing. That's why I keep clearing up.
Well, no, she just said, as an entrepreneur, I'll do it. And that was what it is, that's what I'll do.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I will crack on with it from day one. From day one, not as a councillor. I will put my resources into it as an entrepreneur. I can't do it as an individual right now. No, I won't. As a councillor, yes, it'll get my full and undivided.
You'll be able to get the road closed Wednesday.
It'll do it systematically from I've already got it worked out to be able to do from the central reservation to the outside. It can be done with one vehicle.
Closing the road for a month. When they're closing one lane for a month, maybe that would be an opportunity.
There's lots of ways it can be done. So even of a night.
I want to hear from the other two candidates as well, yeah.
Well, let's get in the real world. Let's get in the real world. You know what I mean? You've got to get in the real world here. Said the Highways England are not following the proper procedures and schedule. The weed should be poisoned or whatever, sprayed twice a year. It hasn't been sprayed for years. That's why you've got the amounts of weeds what you've got now. It's simple as that. And to get 10 mad, it sounds like Donald Trump that. At the end of the day, you can't do that. What you've got to do is you've got to call a meet, which I would do, with Sefton Council and National Highways and come up with a plan and get money and funding from the government. There's money there. There's money there. Let's go into other areas. We can get that money and we could clean that. No problem whatsoever. But you need to get down and meet. As you said, we've had surveys and surveys. At C4, there's been 20 surveys in Litherland, 20. Only Labour says is we'll have a survey, we'll have a veto. We've got to do. I think I've said it. Yeah. Section B.
Yeah, I'll try and keep it brief. But I think the question is, will something be done? Well, unfortunately, I wouldn't trust any private enterprise to do it, because they're not doing it. Exactly, they can't do it. And if they could, they're not doing it they're doing it in the interests of capital, of profit. They're not interested in, in the concerns of the residents of the Church Road. That's why, hopefully, with Lady I got my way and I was elected on the council, maybe a few more people of like-minded disposition but elected on the council, we could put forward motions to open out there, to bring out the money to pay people and create jobs to address the situation on Church Road, cleaning up, fix the lights, all of this and that. And I think on the question of one councillor, well, no, you connect. One, whether it's me, Jackie and Julie, whoever the Tory reform candidates are, if they get elected, they would do it. Even if they wanted to, they're not going to be able to do it. But just to finish, that's why we need to go into the councils and embarrass the Labour councils, and hopefully we get some scraps off the table there. So,
Right, I think we've got time for one more question and then we'll have our break. So it's the gentleman over here. So, yeah. If you ask your question and then we'll give the candidates 2 minutes each to answer.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank the three candidates for having the decency and the respect for their communities to turn up at all. What I really want to know is how the candidates feel about mobilising grassroots opposition to this tsunami of relaxation in planning legislation, etc., that is going to come with the new Freeport status that Sundak's left for Starmer to implement. And now we're going to oppose as a community the government that is now oppressing us at all levels, as the previous one did. And one practical measures they think that they can engage in to get the community to say no to this in a way that's going to get across the local politician to take any bloody notice, because at the moment, the legislation that exists provides the potential for things like compulsory purchase of your house by Peel Holdings. I don't know how much the candidates know about this.
Okay, thank you. Jack, do you want to just give it space?
Yeah. Okay.
We just need 2 minutes quickly.
I've got 10 years experience in planning committee. You're 100% right. At the moment, you can have a petition and the residents, we can go to the committee, we give 5-minute presentation and the councillors will listen to you. But they take recommendations of the officers. But I got one refused in C4 and they all voted against it. Went to appeal and it would. But at the end of the day, what you are saying, the residents won't have a chance. They won't be able to have a petition. They're going to put it on you, like it or not. They'll put it on your doorstep. And that, to me, is communism. That's not socialism or Labour. It's supposed to be a socialist or left-wing. It's communism. We're putting it in your front garden. End of story. It can't be that way. You've got to have a say. The residents have got to have a say if an application comes near you. That's what it's all about. That's democracy and transparency. But the moment they can put, it's planned, they can put an airport at the side of your house and you can't say anything. It's disgraceful what is happening. It's communism. It's communism. It's like China or Russia. It can't be. We live in the Western world and we live in a free society.
Okay, that can't be done.
Just to say, Russia under Putin now is not a communist country, far from it. And China, there's, it's certainly not what it used to be. It's a mixed market economy, certainly not communist. But I think the answer to this is what we need is a new mass workers' party. One councillor or one with presidency will not be able to fight against these oppressive measures put in by the council or the central government. That's why we need to make the trade unions on side, all the different left groups that will prevent any clashes, and we can all come together and fight against these measures, because one man or one councillor, one whatever, can be ignored, but the mass force of the working class cannot.
Yeah, do you know what? It got to the stage, I've forgotten what the whole premise of the question was, Ralph.
The easiest answer, do you leave it all? That's...
So do you want me to reiterate it over the question? It's just that I don't know.
I didn't quite get in a simple form. I don't want to sound new, but I support everything you say and do anything, so I'm sure we'll agree on it. So I'm gonna just say up everything you say anyway. You get my full support.
I appreciate the piety nature. I appreciate the piety of your answer, your comments all brave you about fighting for the community. But there is a legal framework that is basically being wrapped around us so tight that we're not going to be able to do anything without permission. The only thing I would disagree with Jack about is the use of the term communism as the bogeyman. Fascism, yes, because I'm terrified that corporate fascism is taking over the world, and this country particularly. And it's the establishment versus the people now, not one party versus another.
But can I just say, Labour is going to adopt the new plan-based solution. Labour in this council is going to adopt it. It's going to adopt it. You won't have a say. They're going to adopt it.
Yes.
And if it is adopted, you won't have a say in any application. That's to me.
Okay. Sorry, we're gonna go to a break now. The candidates will hopefully be here at the end, so if you want to relay any further questions to you. So we're gonna have a 10-minute break. We'll have the rest of the questions, and if there's any time, we can have a few more questions on the board.